Hello guys, welcome back to another live stream then. Hope you enjoyed this live stream, subscribe and like then of course we are doing Premier League predictions today. So we've got some guests in today, so let's start with Ollie at Arsenal fan, you know, mate?
Yes. Big up. Thanks for having me on.
We've got a Manny and another Arsenal fan, you know, mate?
Yeah, good. Little tired, but you're not going to see me completely nod off. I'll be fine. Got some water with me anyway.
And we've got the host, of course. Oris is a Manchester United fan, you know, mate?
All good.
Okay, so hello to Cameron. So let's get into, of course, the first game then. It is Chelsea take on Fulham on tomorrow night. Big game this, of course. Both teams played a couple of weeks ago, of course. Chelsea, of course, throwing loads of players. In my opinion, I'm going to go draw here. I'm going to go 1-1 draw. Let's go to Oris.
Obviously, I'm gonna go with 2-0 Chelsea. I think they'll do well, but yeah.
Okay, Manny.
This is going to be an interesting one. It's Willian Borges' return to Stamford Bridge as a Fulham player, and obviously he was a fine player for them and has rediscovered some of his old magic since coming back to London. And it might be strange for him to be a part of the West London derby between these two rivals, of course, but I'm sure he'll get a good reception. Fulham have been really, really impressive. I was tipping them to be struggling in a relegation battle, but this season, not only have they been able to rise quite well, but they've maintained their position. And it really would take a huge slump of epic proportions for them to even consider for them to possibly sink all the way down, that they end up back in the relegation dogfight. I don't think they will. They should have done it. They should do enough to stay up. But they're also in a position where they could very easily challenge for a spot in Europe, Conference League or Europa League, definitely. And they seem to have a set system with players performing well for them, and more and more players on the bench who can certainly come on and do a job if and when the need arises. Chelsea have brought several players, and obviously a lot of those players have got a great deal of talent and will certainly add to the team. But there will be a few players who will be a bit disappointed. Some of them have already been let go on loan. Some of them have been sold. As Arsenal fans, Ollie and I can tell you that we've been the beneficiary of one of those players who's been let go. Another Chelsea old boy coming to Arsenal, typical. But I think I'd like to think that from what I've seen of the likes of Mudrak and company, they have enough about them. And I certainly think that at Stamford Bridge up against Fulham, they'll be determined to do quite well and make sure that they dominate proceedings. They will concede because defensively they're still not quite the best. And without Jorginho in their team, I know they've just gotten the Enzo Fernandez deal done by the skin of their teeth. I don't know if he'll be registered to play this game tomorrow. I don't think he will be. But if he is, then it's all the better for Chelsea. I'm going to go for a 2-1 to the Blues because I think they will have enough experience and quality to get over the line. But Fulham will show that they are a team still to be reckoned with as we move firmly into the second half of the season.
Yeah, Ollie?
Yeah, the only London derby of the weekend. It'll be interesting. I do see a Chelsea win here. Obviously, Hannah, a Chelsea fan, most of us know he doesn't think they'll win, but I do think they'll win 2-1. I do agree with Manny. I think when it's a Fulham game, whether they're playing Man City, regardless, I always predict them to score a goal if they lose or win. Because I always think Mitrovic scores in most games when he's playing. So I do predict a Mitrovic goal, and then Chelsea, I'm not quite sure who will get the goals, maybe Sterling or something like that, but they have done well in the transfer window. Obviously, us getting Jorginho was a good deal as well. Whatever the haters say, I don't care. He's a good signing. But No, I mean, yeah, I'm looking. I'll definitely watch this game on Friday night. And yeah, I predicted a 2-1. I just think Chelsea will win this game. They're at home. Obviously, they're mid-table team at the moment, so they do want to change that. Don't want to get stuck getting the win in the games. But I would have predicted a clean sheet. But as I said, I always predict a Fulham goal if Mitrovic is playing. So I do predict him to score. So 2-1 Chelsea for me.
So the next game then is, of course, Sean Dyche coming into the Premier League again for Everton. Of course, Everton got a new boss, Sean Dyche, taking on a best team in the Premier League at the minute, Arsenal. Well, I think this will be. I'm gonna go Manny first. Manny.
Yeah, this is interesting. And on Ollie's stream, I remember saying that this is going to be a real clash between an Everton team that's hoping to enjoy a managerial bounce and for whom the players will certainly have a point to prove. They've let go of Anthony Gordon, but they should have enough up front in the likes of Gray and Maupay to cause a few problems. And Calvert-Lewin is still, for what it's worth, back in the team and should be back amongst the goals. And Everton has a squad of players who are all quite talented and who certainly know how to play. But this season, it's been the sum of the parts being greater than the whole, and they just haven't clicked. And Dyche's work, his job will be to make them play to a proper defensive system and make sure they don't, concede too many. He'll be very eager to work with his old boys, Tarkowski and McNeil, and try and also do some work with the likes of Connor Cody and Nathan Patterson, a few others. Several internationals in that squad. It's amazing. And his only issue, the reason why he was relegated with Burnley eventually, and of course he was sacked before that relegation run-in, was because he had an issue where his strikers weren't scoring goals, or he didn't have strikers who could score goals. So how he gets the best out of Gray and Calvert-Lewin and Maupay will remain to be seen. But Dyche has a decent record against Arteta. Played 5, won 1, drawn 3, and lost 1. So you could say it's an even split, or in American sporting terms, it's an even .500 record. Or some pessimists might say that's neither here nor there. But this is a manager who clearly knows how to do well against Arsenal. He certainly had his fair share of fine games against Arsene Wenger too. Arsenal still should have enough for them. I do believe that when it comes back to the league, we will try to put out as much as possible our first team. Maybe a few changes will be made. And it will be nice to see, again, who out of Trossard and Martinelli will start this game, or whether they could both play in the same team, or what sort of permutations will be applied. And yeah, I think this should be a game which Arsenal should win quite easily. I'm going for 3-1, which is my prediction from yesterday's stream.
Okay, Ollie.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting game. See Dyche's first game in charge, see how he does manager. I've actually looked at the stat. Last time we won at Goodison Park was 2017 when we beat them 5-2. So yeah, we haven't beaten them there for a while, so hopefully we can get the win. I mean, I think 0-0 was our best last result there. So we do want to break the record. Obviously, now we're out of the Cup, so I do think we should focus on the Premier League now. Hopefully, possibly go on and win it, because with 5 points here, it's ours to lose now. We're out of the Cups, we're only in Europa League and Premier League. So if we want to get a trophy, we need to win either. And I think at the moment, more likely to win the Premier League because we're top, 5 points clear, and we've got some easy games coming up. Probably not Man City, but games that we should be winning coming up. And yeah, I'm not confident about Europa League, so I do think we all focuses the league now and start winning game by game. I think this will be an interesting game. Whether we'll see some debuts, like Jorginho might play, or he might be on the bench. Trossard might probably be on the bench around our new centre back. I don't think he'll start our new centre back. But yeah, moving on to my prediction, I think I predicted a 2-0. I see us getting a clean sheet in this game. I just don't think Everton have a good enough defence. and I think goal scorers probably Nketiah and Odegaard to get a goal. I think. But yeah, I'm going with 2-0. I maybe 2. I was thinking 2-1, but I think I'm confident for us to keep a clean sheet. I do agree with Cameron who says 2-0 in the chat. And yeah, hopefully we get the win, and then Man City lose to Tottenham. That would be an ideal weekend. Go 8 points clear. But yeah, hopefully we can win this game 2-0. Yeah, so my prediction.
Okay, Oris.
For me, I see Arsenal dropping points in this game. See the manner amounts of Sean Dyche. What, Ollie? What?
We're not dropping points against Everton. Like, how are we dropping points against Everton? We've been in
Ollie,
like top teams this year.
If City can drop points to Everton, Arsenal can.
So what? City have been the second best team in England.
But anyways, for me, yeah, obviously with Sean Dyche, plus Goodison Park, the atmosphere is going to be rocking, man. So, yeah, I mean, listen, if Arsenal win, then they win. But I see Everton turning up. So 1-1 for me.
Right, my score prediction is going to be 2-0 Arsenal. Just think they're better than Everton, and yeah, they've been the best team in this league this season. So yeah, 2-0 to Arsenal. Moving on then to the best team in the Midlands, taking on the East Midlands team. Aston Villa versus Leicester City. Then, of course, under Unai Emery, Manny and Ollie will know. He is a class manager. Of course, we started this season really poor with Stevie G. Then he got sacked. Then brought Unai Emery in. He only lost 1 out of 8 games. We beat, of course, your North London derbies. Spurs, I'm pretty sure he never lost against Spurs. So, yeah, but I think we'll beat Leicester at Villa Park. I'll be there. I think he'll be rocking at Villa Park, and I think Emery will get the lads going. And I think that new striker will start. Can't say his name. It will probably come on. But I'm gonna go Villa. I think it'll be Aston Villa 2, Leicester 1. I think we'll just nick the win, but I think we'll get a win, and we'll be in that top 10 by the weekend. Manny? Actually, I'll go Ollie first. Ollie?
Yeah.
Yeah, in this game, I do agree with you. I predicted a 2-1 Aston Villa. I think
What's
that
that
Leicester. What is that noise? Is that you,
Ollie?
Arrest, or Manny?
I think it's money. It's fine. It's fine.
Manny, is that your noise? Oh, yes, fan. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. Moving on. No, yeah. I predicted 2-1 Aston Villa. Obviously, you're at home, and you'd like to start winning games to move up the table. I do think maybe Ollie Watkins will score, and then maybe Bailey. But yeah, as you said, your new cycle will probably start because you don't want to be playing Buendia.
I
up
think
front.
will score from here.
No, Bailey
Shut
from
up,
Aston
Ollie.
Villa. Yeah, I think you'll win this game. Leicester aren't doing well. They didn't have a good start. They've improved a bit, but I don't think they're good enough to win this game. I do predict them scoring though.
I think,
I'm not sure who, but yeah, I think you'll win this game
yeah.
2-1.
I think if Leicester keep dropping points, then they could be going down at this rate, because Wolves are picking up the points now. West Ham are starting to come in and pick up the points. So yeah, I think Leicester could go down if they don't pick up the points. And of course, Brendan Rodgers said one of the best managers in the league is Unai Emery. So yeah, but Manny.
Manny?
I
think he muted himself.
Yeah.
no.
I muted myself because I didn't want to, cause the disturbances. But yeah, this might actually be one game, Bailey, where all 4 of us are in agreement with the scoreline. Leicester City have been wonderful when it comes to their recovery from being bottom and certainly facing relegation, and they did magnificently to get all the way back up the table. But now some of the same bad habits that plagued them of late have just come back, and you just never know what you're going to get with these Foxes. They'll survive. They won't be relegated because there are worse teams than them. But, unless the likes of Madison and Tielemans and maybe Vardy and everyone else comes together and starts to perform as a team again, rather
But
than a few individuals,
I'm
then...
pretty sure Jamie Vardy is injured.
Oh, he's injured, is he?
Yeah. It
Yeah.
won't surprise me if he's back for this game because, of course,
Yeah, it's a shame if he's injured because obviously he was on the bench for the last few games, but then I think he was brought back into the lineup, and obviously he would have felt that he had a point to prove. So they need to start performing better as a team, and really start, with a few new signings coming in, they're going to have to start hitting the ground running, and there needs to really be that cohesion in the defense. Aston Villa look very solid, very methodical, very meticulous. And I think once they get the easy part done, they can start to add a bit of style and swagger. And you're winning games, picking up points. The momentum you've shown has been fantastic. And I think Emery will certainly have the players well drilled to face the Foxes. So Villa to win 2-1. Easy. No clean sheet for Emi Martinez, but he won't mind that as long as the club wins.
Well, Emi Martinez is one of the best keepers in the league, anyway. But
in the world, not just the league, in the world.
Oh, what is going on here, man?
He is,
Mate, De Gea has entered the chat. That's what I'm saying.
he's better than David Villa. But
Come on, De Gea is a top shot stopper, but in terms of the other attributes, he's a little bit lacking. Do I need to mention Everton in the FA Cup?
Okay. OS score prediction.
I'm going to say 2-0 Aston Villa.
Clean sheet, take that. And yeah, we could be sits by the weekend if everyone dropped points above us. But let's go then. Brentford against the Saints. Then, of course, Brentford are playing really good. Southampton, of course, are out of the cup. They're playing all right, but I just think Brentford will win here. I'm going to go 2-0 Brentford. Will Ivan Toney start? Because they haven't actually banned him yet, I'm pretty sure. They haven't actually came out and said he got a ban yet. So this could be his last game. If not, then he could not get banned, but we'll wait and see. I'm going 2-0 Brentford. If Toney starts, I think he'll score. Ollie?
Yeah, I agree with you with a lot of scores today. I do think it'll be a 2-0. I think they'll keep a clean sheet. Southampton, they've been very poor, obviously bottom of the league at the moment. Whether they, improve and get out of the relegation zone, I'm not sure. I don't really predict them to get relegated. I think they're good enough to stay in the Premier this year. I think they'll probably survive. They're a team that's been in the Premier League for a while, and I don't really see them getting relegated. But I don't think they'll get anything out of this game. I don't think they'll improve now. They might, when they get easier games, they might win them and go up the table. But because Brentford are at home, I think it's going to be a 2-0. I feel confident that they'll win. I think maybe Toney will get a brace, maybe 2 goals, or maybe Mbabu or someone will get a goal. But I think Brentford, they're not a bad team. Obviously, at home, they've done well to big teams apart from Arsenal. But I think this will be an easy win for Brentford, 2-0, and Toney 2 goals.
Southampton should have got Stephen Gerrard over Nathan Jones.
Yeah.
But Manny, score?
Oh, believe me, if they'd gotten Gerrard, he would have taken them to the Championship before March, that's for sure. A mismatch completely. I mean, the EFL Cup run was really the only good thing that Southampton had going for them this season. And now that that's over, I really don't see them having the drive or the inspiration to, even think of trying to come back and avoid getting relegated. And Brentford, of course, are a team that has a lot of wonderful firepower, almost more than you could ask for in a way. Toney's impeding ban could very well be a loss, and it just goes to show that as a professional footballer, it's not just enough to do your business on the field and in training. You've got to keep your noses clean off it, and he failed to do that. And if he does get banned, it would be sad and tragic, but an example has to be made. Had it all, but then lost it. Typical.
Yeah.
And even without Tony, though, I think their spine looks exceptionally powerful and quite efficient. And I think that there will definitely be goals in this. Certainly none from Southampton, as far as I can see. And I think Raya will certainly have a role to play in that. Another clean sheet for him, I don't know. But yeah, Brentford to beat Southampton, and I'm going for 3-0. I just don't see where the goals can come from
Tony, come on.
Southampton.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were going to say Brentford.
Yeah, I predicted a 3-0 win for Brentford, son.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
for Southampton, I
Do you
just don't
think
know where the
Tony will
goals.
score?
He might score one, but then that'll be it.
Yeah.
And as for Southampton, people talk about James Ward-Prowse. I don't think he'll have much of a bearing on the game. I can't see even Armstrong
James-
or others score.
James
So
Ward, James
Who?
Ward probably need to be in a bigger team, I reckon.
Yeah, probably. I think so.
he
I do
could
agree with
be. I could see him, Bailey, joining Aston Villa.
that.
Well,
I mean,
he already
you already-
rejected
you-
us twice.
Well, I mean, if Southampton go down, I mean, and Aston Villa get into Europe, that might not be a bad option. Of course, I think Bednarek would welcome him. So yeah, 3-0 Brentford, easy. I just don't. Yes.
Bedouet went back to Southampton, brother.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he been released.
So that was just a loan signing then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Ollie.
But Aris,
Yeah, obviously Brentford, Southampton. I'm gonna say 2-0 Brentford. I think Brentford
Yeah.
will win. Brentford have been very good this season. And yeah, man, Thomas Frank has been superb, man. He was very good with his
Yeah.
side. So 2-0 Brentford for me.
okay. Next game then into Brighton over Albion against Bournemouth, of course. Brighton are playing really good at the minute. Bournemouth are playing poor. I think they might go down.
Yeah.
And of course, I don't think Brighton will battle Bournemouth, but I think they'll just win
No.
it. I do think they'll get a 3 points. I'm gonna go 2-1 to Brighton. Ali.
Yeah, let me just check what I put for this game. I think I said a 2-0 Brighton. I don't see Bournemouth scoring in this game. I don't know who the goals will come from them. Brighton are doing well this season. Last season they finished 5th, and they followed up with this season with another good season. I think they won't get top 5 like last season. They'll probably get 7th at best. But they'll definitely do well, and I think Bournemouth, they're doing all right. They're better than people expected. They're not in the relegation zone, which I would have expected by now. But I do see Brighton winning this game 2-0. Where the goals will come from for them, maybe Minotoma. He's been on form at the moment.
No.
Or maybe someone like I don't know, Danny Welbeck maybe. But with Trossard going, it doesn't really affect them because obviously they've got Minotoma who's played in his position now. So yeah, I think we all agree that Brighton will win this game. Unless you're a Bournemouth fan and you're quite hopeful that you'll win. But no, yeah, I think 2-0 Brighton.
Okay, Manny.
Yeah, I'm actually going to stick my neck out and say that Brentford can actually score, and this could very well end up being a high-scoring game because of the tempo.
Brentford? You mean Brighton?
Sorry. Oh God, for Pete's sake. Anyway, Brian. Anyway, yeah. Don't clip this, please.
Yeah, don't.
Brighton do play with a high tempo,
No.
but they could also be susceptible at the back if they're not very careful. And Bournemouth actually have a knack of scoring goals when you least expect them. It's just that they have their own defensive frailties. This could very well end up being a 3-2. And bear in mind, Bournemouth have made some really good acquisitions in the transfer market, including a new goalkeeper, the former Irish international
Navas,
Darren
yeah.
Randolph.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were talking about Navas.
There have been a few others, but I'm
Yes.
talking about the goalkeeper
Yes,
Randolph,
Ollie.
who has certainly a great deal of experience. I'm happy he was able to get away from West Ham because he was third goalkeeper there. He wasn't going to get any action, and
Yeah.
I'm glad that he could end up competing with Neto for some game time, and his experience could prove quite handy. And certainly,
Oh.
it could very well be that Jadon Anthony, Keith Moore, or maybe one or two others might score Bournemouth's 2 goals, but Brighton do have goals in them. 3-2 to
Yeah.
the Seagulls.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Oris.
Yep. Brighton versus Bournemouth for me. Yeah, man. Obviously, Brighton, man. They've been fantastic on the De Zerbi. Very,
Yeah.
very fantastic. Obviously, Caicedo, that saga. But yeah, I'm going to say a Brighton win. 3-1 Brighton for me.
Next game then, of course, Manchester United against
United.
against Crystal Palace. Then,
It's time for revenge.
United are playing really good at the minute. Crystal Palace, they're playing okay in the
Revenge.
league.
You drew a rest.
Yeah.
That's not revenge.
Oh. Yeah, it was 2 points drop, man. It was 2 points drop.
Yeah.
My score prediction then is going to be Manchester United 3, Crystal Palace 1. Oris?
Yeah, I see us winning, man. Hopefully, it's a bits of starts. But yeah, 3-0 United. Obviously, I'm not going to comment based on today about. You know that 21-year-old, but I'm not commenting anything until that because actually I don't have the mood, and I don't want to speak about it because
Mason Greenwood.
I've already said my thoughts. I don't want him back, so let's just see let's just see what the club does, and
Yeah.
But yeah, 3-0 win.
Manny?
You're so bad.
I'm going for 2-0. I think United obviously are very wary following that score draw at Selhurst Park, and they're certainly not going to want to try and go too gung-ho when they know that they've got even bigger fish to fry. No disrespect to Crystal Palace, but it was never an ideal thing for Casemiro to get himself suspended for the Arsenal game. And Casemiro and Fred will both have important roles to play in the midfield with Eriksen now gone. I do like the look of... What happened?
Nothing.
I do like the look of... what can I say? What was it? I don't even know what my train of thought was. I mean, Crystal Palace certainly are a team which, can still show some fight. And of course, they've got Lokonga joining them from loan. I think Vieira can certainly try and turn him into a decent player, and they will put up a bit of a fight. But United at Old Trafford, they will be eager to impress. Nothing flashy, nothing silly, just straight up professional. Take your chances, get the 3 points, and move on with your lives.
Okay, Ollie?
In this game, I predict United will score a lot of goals in this game. I think 3-0. As the rest say, hopefully Sabitzer starts and it'd be interesting to see how he does in the Premier League. I feel like United, they've got obviously a double game week and I think they'll win both their games. I think it will be 3-0. I don't know who's going to score though. Maybe Casemiro will score. Weghorst if he plays. Maybe a debut goal for Savitzer, I'm not sure. But we'll have to wait and see. I think it'll be a good game. Obviously, this was a 1-1 draw at Palace's pace, so that Man United would want to get a win in this one. I predict 3-0.
Okay, next game then, it is, of course, Wolves against the Scousers and Liverpool. Of course, Wolves are playing all right. They don't really have their best of season. However, for Liverpool, they are awful. Stephen Gerrard, he'll probably be at this game knowing him. My score prediction is going to be 1-0 Wolves. I think they'll nick it. Last minute winner again. 1-0 to Wolves. Oris?
Wolves, Liverpool. I'm going to say Wolves win. 1-0 Wolves. Liverpool at the moment, they are very, very horrible. They're so bad. They're very bad to watch. And I think Wolves are going to win 1-0.
Yeah, Manny?
1-0 to Liverpool. I think the pain of losing the FA Cup should be able to motivate them to just at least get the 3 points against Wolves. They're playing not too well at all, and certainly they realise that for now the days of struggle have been put aside. The most important thing is to try and finish as high as possible in the Premiership, even if not in the top 4.
Yeah. Ollie?
Yeah, I think in this game I predict a Liverpool win. Obviously, Liverpool haven't really been good away this season. Recently in the cup they lost to Brighton. I did predict a Brighton win, but in this game, I think Wolves can definitely surprise. Liverpool have been very poor this season. Look at the squad they've got, like Salah and stuff like that. They're a good team, but they're just not doing well. And them and Chelsea mid-table at the moment is a bit strange. We wouldn't really predict that. But I do predict Wolves, scoring. Liverpool have been quite poor, so I predict them to get a goal, but I don't think they'll win. They might get a lucky win, at home, the crowd support. Maybe Liverpool have a bad day. But I just think Liverpool need to get the wins on the board. And unless they have a tough fixture, I'll keep predicting them to win, even if they're probably going to lose this game. But yeah, as I'm going to go 2-0 Liverpool. Hopefully Salah to score. Yeah, maybe someone else. Maybe Salah to score 2. I don't know. I can't really think of anyone score. Wolves. I don't know who score, but they will get a goal. I think with the home support and with Liverpool being poor this season, they would take a draw and maybe a win. They might win, but I predict Liverpool to win this game.
Okay, and next game then it is 5:30 kickoff Saturday. Newcastle United against West Ham. Of course, Newcastle are through to the final in the Euro Cup. However, for West Ham, they're picking up the points now. I think Newcastle might just drop out of that top 4, but they keep winning and pick up. I think they'll win here, but I think it'll be tight. I'm going Newcastle 2, West Ham 1. Obvious.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Newcastle 2, West Ham 0. But yeah, man, Newcastle on the roll. So we got them in the final. We're gonna beat you in the finals, though. So yeah,
4-0 Newcastle. But Manny?
Yeah.
Newcastle. It's not going to be 4-0. They're going to want to keep to conserve their energy. West Ham are a team also in a bit of free fall, and I still don't see this being a very high scoring game. It could very well be a 3-1 win to Newcastle. Maybe Declan Rice could score for West Ham. So yeah, 3-1 to the Geordies.
Okay, Ollie.
Yeah, Newcastle this season been very good at keeping clean sheets. Obviously getting one against Arsenal, and multiple other ones. Their defense has been brilliant, and third at the table is very good for them at this stage. No one would have predicted that. I'd predicted they'll be mid-table team, possibly Conference League area, but they're doing well at the moment. I do see them dropping out though. I don't think they're good enough to be in the top 4. I think top 4 will probably be Arsenal, Man City, Man U, and then Tottenham scrape it. But yeah, they're going to win this game. They're at home. Their home record's very good. I predict a 2-0. With West Ham, obviously, they could get a goal scorer like Antonio or someone else, but I think Newcastle will score. The goal scorers, maybe Almiron, he's on fire at the moment. And then maybe someone like Linton, if he plays. I'm not sure if he's fit or whatever. But yeah, I predict 2-0. I don't think they'll score any more than that. They're usually quite defensive. So I see them keeping clean sheet here. I could predict 3 or 4-0, but I think 2-0 sensible because I don't think they'll score many goals. So 2-0 Newcastle.
Okay, next game then we travel to Nottingham at the City Ground between Nottingham Forest against 30 Leeds. Yeah, Forest win this. I hate Leeds, and I think I always hate Leeds as well. And yeah, I really hate Leeds. So I hope Forest win here. Leeds fans were saying, "Oh, we're gonna beat Aston Villa." Yes, you was all over us, but we still beat you. But I'm going Forest to win here. I'm going because they're at home. They're good at home. I'm gonna go 2-1 win to Forest. Forest.
I'm gonna go with 1-1. I think it'll be a draw. So we do face Leeds soon, back to back. So it's gonna be easy 6 points. So yeah, listen, Leeds for me. Listen, there's no. See, I hate them, but I just hate the fans. They still think, oh, it's still rivalry with Manchester United. Well, it's not. So pipe yourself down. So Leeds 1-1.
Okay, Manny.
Oris, my dear boy, you can be very, very withering and ungenerous in your criticism. I tell you what, regardless of whether or not a team may have the trophies or be back in the Premiership, there will always be a rivalry. You know, we could very easily say the same thing to Tottenham, but we're not going to do that. And the smart fans will know not to get cocky. Team news. I just read on the BBC website that Rodrigo could be out for this game. He will be out for a little bit of time. So that sort of decreases the striking options, but the striking options themselves are of really good quality. However, coming up against this Forest team, I think apart from maybe one or two players, they just don't seem to be able to, produce any good results. And some of their performances are really only thanks to a few individuals doing well for them, as opposed to an entire team coming together.
Yeah,
And
Ali?
no, wait, hold on a minute. And I didn't give you the score. Forest, of course, as I said, they will certainly look to try and dominate. Against Manchester United, it must be said that they didn't really have any kind of teeth in the attack, and Lingard being out might be a bit of a loss. I think they'll have enough for Forest. 2-1 easy.
Okay, Ali?
Yeah, Nottingham Forest is definitely one of my, soft spot teams. I do kind of like one of my second teams in the Premier League. And I know it's Joel's as well. His dad supports Nottingham Forest, so he usually likes them winning. I do predict Nottingham Forest win. They've been doing well at home. They beat Leicester and they've, had a few decent wins. I predict them to win 2-1. I think Leeds will score. Obviously, as Manny said, Rodrigo is out for this game, I think. But they do have attacking options like Gnonto, I think his name is. He's been doing well recently. Nonto, sorry, yeah. And they have Greenwood as well, who's not the best. He's all right. But yeah, I think Nottingham Forest have a good enough team to win this. Obviously, they've signed Keylor Navas, because obviously Dean Henderson's injured. Whether he'll start, I'm not sure. And yeah, I'm not sure who will score. I just think they'll win 2-1. And yeah, I back Forest to win this game 2-1. Common Forest.
Okay. Next game then, it is Spurs taking on Manchester City then. Of course, Spurs have been playing good. Both teams played a couple of weeks ago and Spurs were 2-0 at half time. But City came back and won 4-2. I think it'll be goals again, but I think City will win again. So I'm going to go Spurs 2, Manchester City 3. I'm going 3-2 win to Manchester City. Always?
I'm gonna go with 2-1 Spurs. I see Tottenham winning this game.
Manny?
Oh, my bad. City to win 2-0. No discussions.
Okay, Ollie?
Yeah, interesting game. Probably one of the games of the weekend. There isn't much games of the weekend because obviously Arsenal playing Everton. That's a crap game. Chelsea playing Fulham, and Man United don't have a good game. So obviously, yeah, this is probably the best game. Second versus fifth. I do back Man City to win this one, although it would be good for Arsenal fans if Man City did lose. Although we don't really like Tottenham, but I would like Tottenham to win this game, but I'm predicting a 3-1 Man City. I think Man City will, maybe Mahrez will score. He's doing well. Haaland will obviously score, hopefully, as well. And for Tottenham, probably Kane. He usually scores. So, yeah, I think City will win, obviously, as an Arsenal fan. We obviously don't want Tottenham to win, but we'd want them to win because of our goal difference. Are going points clear. So yeah, I think 3-1 City, definitely the game of the weekend. It'll be interesting. I'll definitely watch this one. I'll probably be rooting for Tottenham, but my prediction's 3-1. So I'd be happy if it was a 3-1, but I'll also be happy if it was a Tottenham win as well.
Yeah. So the last game we'll do quickly. Movie Manchester United against Leeds. I think Man U batter Leeds. I'm gonna go 3-0 to Manchester United. I just think they're playing good at a minute, and Leeds are just they end up in the best. So I'm going 3-0 United. Always.
I'm gonna go with 6-0 United.
No, you're not. You didn't predict that.
Yeah, 6-0. 6-0.
You said 4-0 in the group chat.
Yeah, but I'm going to choose to 6.
You can't change. It's not going to be 6-0.
Okay, Manny.
United versus Leeds, huh? Oh
Yeah.
boy. Damage limitation for the Elland Road side, but they will certainly relish this clash coming to Old Trafford.
United!
Yes, forcefully put. 3-1 United.
Okay, Ollie.
Obviously double game week for Man United. I'm debating whether to put Rashford triple captain. I'll probably do a poll on my Instagram. I think United will win both their games. They're both easy games. They're both at home. Another clean sheet for them as well. That De Gea will keep 2 clean sheets. I think it'll be a 2-0. I don't see them thrashing them, but 2-0. I don't know whether Leeds will score. They haven't really got much attacking threat, and Man United's defense is very good. But yeah, I back United to win both games. I back them to win this game 2-0.
Okay. Before then, we'll do the YouTubes then. So let's start with RS Huckle. We got. Don't let me put your big screen for no reason, but RS, your YouTube, and of course we got a live stream on your channel tonight.
Yeah, Arsenal Football on YouTube. And yeah, man, big up.
Manny.
Yeah, no YouTube for me, but you can catch me on several channels on YouTube. Big up to you, Bailey, for another stream. Thanks a lot for having me on. Always enjoyable. And yeah, you can catch me on Del Boy Gunner TV, S Feetly TV, of course, Oris Talks Football, Coach's Corner with Hanno Trollope, Tony Claude Gunner TV, Danny AFC TV, Up the Cherries in all departments, and Eugene Spurs Asia TV, and several others. Just can't really think of too many at this point in time, but everyone's really important to me. And I'm just happy to keep coming on talking football with like-minded fans, not engaging in petty debates, but just talking sensibly about teams and issues and just coming to a resolution and just having a good time. So thanks a lot to everyone who's watched this stream. You all make it what this is, and I do apologize for, spacing out completely. But I think I'll be okay once I get a little bit of food in my belly. I'll be okay. Have yourselves a good Friday and a good weekend. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Stay safe, stay happy. Don't do anything that the 4 of us wouldn't do. But for now, I'm out.
Okay, Ollie.
Yeah, you can find me Dejan Caro on YouTube. On the road to 2K this year. But my next aim is 1040. Free away there, so go subscribe to me there, and also watch back my videos for public watch hours. I need to get 4,000 to get monetized. So yeah, big up for having me on. Big up the panel as well, Manny, Arrest, and Bailey. And yeah, can't wait for the next stream, and obviously come on you Gunners for the weekend.
Yeah, of course we're live at 7 as well in 6 minutes on Oris Talks Football. So go and join that live. But there you go, guys. We are out now. Subscribe and like, and we will see you in the next video. Peace out.